for many, many years who are good teachers. They came to make a good contribution into our Bahama land with affording children the opportunity to learn, who are successful today. Also good Bahamian teachers. We have to not let the negativity of this override the positive of the other teachers who are in our system. We have a situation on hand that is happening in schools all over the world, where it's dealing with molestation and different unacceptable acts. But we are just here to say no. If you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem, and we're not prepared to be a part of the problem. We're part of the solution. And if we're going on for so long, till that it seems that because we're taking a stand on it, it seems to be such a vexing problem. But at the end of the day, God's righteousness over his children is going to reign over the wicked that has been displayed upon these children.
You've both alluded to incidences like this occurring in other schools around the country, and other schools here in Grand Bahama Island. Can either of you speak to anything? I myself have heard whispers of such incidences happening at other public schools. Can you comment on that at this time? Are you aware of anything, and can you comment?
Well, I am aware of some things that has been brought to my attention that I am seeking into. Remember, I'm just the PTA president for Malrock High School, but there are some things that is coming from a lot of other schools that we are investigating right now. So yes, there are things happening, but you know, you have to do due diligence.
Right.
I have a question. When you say you're just the president of the PTA of 8 Mile Rock, there's other PTAs in other schools here in Grand Bahama as well as other islands. What are you doing as a collaborative effort to bring about the inquiries into these other schools with the other PTAs?
Well, I've contacted two set of PTAs from two different schools to try and make a joint effort in the public school to no avail to that yet. But I'd like to encourage a lot of the PTAs for us to join forces, because I'll say this, I'll say this. It seems as if a lot of people are just afraid to stand firm to say we're not going to accept this because of the outlook of it. But I would like to say today to all those PTA presidents and executives and the members, we have to solve this problem. We have to stop these predators from taking advantage of our children. Our children are precious. They are our futures. And if these people do not stand, then our country is in trouble. And the PTAs need to combine together and stop covering up because the name of the school. It's the character of the child. It's the life of the child that is at stake. It is not the school. Let's clean our school. They have found refuge in school, churches, and different places to take advantage of these children. And we have to now open our eye, do not close the eye no more, straighten our heads up, do not turn the heads no more, and face this on as a challenge that needs to be dealt with, and we cannot leave it alone.
And that's all schools, because you have some reports for private schools as well. So it's not just the public system.
Mm-hmm. Has there been any contact with any of the private schools on the island in regard to this issue?
Well, I would say this. We're in the process of doing some things has already begun, and we're letting out certain things as we go along. Okay, this is more widespread than one thinks. All right, we are in a serious situation. There's only certain things at this point that we are saying, right? But again, this is a major problem. This is a major problem, not just for 8 Mile Rock, but this is a major problem.
One final question, Bethel. You've been really vocal about the way cases in the judiciary are handled. Are you concerned at all that this case may not get the kind of attention once it goes to court that it needs to have it resolved adequately? Is that a concern for you?
It is definitely. One of the things that the president said here, it was that when Mr. Burwell is extradited here to the Bahamas, he's going into Nassau. Okay. Again, our concern is where will he be arraigned? Okay, And if he was accused of the crime here, then he should be arraigned in 8 Mile Rock, right? Okay? And, but again, with the system on the whole, this is what we are monitoring. And that's a good question you asked. This is what we are monitoring because, again, how do you measure this in terms of when you look at murderers? Receive the bail. And that's a big concern. Or get the kind of justice where they should be going through the system, right? Through the legal system. And so it is a concern, but again, we will stand united and we will follow this to the end because again, we believe that this particular case is going to make a difference here in the country where we put a dent in what's going on. This particular case.
I would like to add to that. For those of the general public who was following the story from the inception of when I stood, who were trying to make me out to one, be a liar, one to be don't know what I say, and whatever other reason it is. If they see the persistency and the consistency that I maintain, not only as the PTA president, but as a concerned person in the community of the Bahamas, they will know that Mr. Bible will be brought to justice and justice will be served. We will not stop until he pays the price for the damage he has done.
I have a question, Mr. Gravey. This is the third day since Mr. Burball has been in police custody. What's the morale of those in 8 Mile Rock, the school and the community in general, to his capture?
First of all, it's not the third day. He was arrested from the 3rd of May. This is why we are questioning why has he not been arrived in the Bahamas as yet. He was arrested on the 3rd of May for a misdemeanor in New York. He was tried on the 7th of May in New York for a misdemeanor that occurred. So now we are wondering if he was tried and he was already acted as Interpol, why is he not in the Bahamas? So in reference to that, that is a question. But nonetheless, we let the police do their job.
Yeah.
The morale of the people, it was before, when we could find this teacher. Now is, yes, we got him. So it built the morale, even with the students in the school were saying, yes, we get him. So it's a jubilant spirit now. And it's a lifting, it's an upliftment to the children and people in the community of 8 Mile Rock. I would say we have to maintain that level of morality now, because if the judicial system decide to do something out of bounds, then it's going to cause a chaos in our country. He is entitled to a fair trial. He's innocent to be proven guilty, and he's safe. Our Royal Bahamas Police Force is a good police force, even here in Grand Bahama, so he is safe. We just awaiting his arrival to the 8 Mile Rock Magistrate Court.
You talk about persistency and consistency in this case. Have you been getting the support from the Grand Bahama community that you need to ensure that this story stays afloat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Big support.
Good.
Big support. And I would like to thank the press also for staying with it. You know, it was something that could have been just shunned on the side. Maybe some of it was shunned on the side, but guess what? Persistency and consistency pays off. And as long as you're dealing with righteousness, righteousness exalts the nation and sin is a reproach to any man. So we got that covered.